The same supporters that President Trump had during the election are still behind what he's doing in office. But you wouldn't know it by watching the mainstream media. Joining me now, former Democrat and Clark County, Indiana councilman who changed parties to vote for Donald Trump, David Abbott. David, thanks for joining us this morning. So you changed parties to support Donald Trump as a candidate. He's now President Trump, has been president now for 3 weeks. What's your take as a supporter?
Everything's fantastic. What the man has promised, he's done. If you get to thinking about it, a politician that runs and tells you what he's going to do if elected, and most people say, well, you know what they do when they get elected, they forget you. Not Donald Trump. Everything he has told the American people, he is doing. And the people that are against him knew what he was going to do when he was running for office. So I don't see where the protesting, the press, we need the press to start showing the good things. I watched this morning, you had Nick Clark on there that came over, went through all the...
Nick Adams, yeah.
Nick Adams. Yes, and that gave me a good thought of what he did and in his heart. And the boy said he enjoyed pickup trucks, basketball games, just things that happen that we take for granted in the United States as citizens. And I love that segment that he did.
Well, it was a great segment, and President Trump has talked about the forgotten men and women of this country who for too long have been forgotten, said, I'm here to do their bidding, their job. There was an Emerson College poll recently talked about the President Trump's truthfulness or untruthfulness. 49% believe he's been truthful. I mean, that breaks down very closely along party lines. But the really interesting side of that poll as well was on the media. On the media side, do you believe the news media has been truthful or untruthful? 53% say untruthful, 39% say truthful. So to your point, the news media is going to spin what President Trump is doing. But you feel like, as someone who supported him, a Democrat who switched to support him, that he is following through truthfully on what he said he would do on the campaign trail.
Yes, that's what brought me to him to vote for him, is what he said. And I believed every word he says, and he hasn't said a word yet that he said he was going to do, so he's done everything that he said he's going to do. And I think people need to get behind him and support him. I've talked to veterans. I've talked to a lot of the people. I was here 7 months ago, and people were whispering, I'm going to vote for Trump. And I told you that. Well, they shout it out now. I can be in a local JC store in my local town there. People holler down the aisle, hey, our man's doing good, isn't he? You didn't hear that. Everybody was quiet about it. The veterans, they already feel the difference, and they have hope that he's going to help them, and the veterans really need a lot of help.
Well, David Abbott, you did a courageous thing in switching parties, which most people wouldn't have the ability or willingness to do. The question is, will there be the intellectual honesty amongst the news media and the left to find the places where President Trump is succeeding and following through and actually give him credit for it as opposed to impugn him? I wouldn't hold my breath, and I know you aren't either. But thank you for being the forgotten man who speaks up and for sharing your story with us this morning. Thank you.
Thank you.